Hey, Matt here, and welcome to another Mob Street video. And today I'm out here with the bikes, and we are gonna do a product review. No, not on the helmet, but on the LEXIN G16 Intercom for the helmet. So let's get after it. Hey, Matt here, and welcome to another Mob Street video. Now today, we're out here at the Little Sahara Sand Dunes. Hey, Matt here, and welcome to another Mob Street video. Now today, we're out here in the foothills, 55 miles in, and so far, hasn't been too bad. One thing with the TW, if you want to use it for distance cruising, I hope you don't want to get anywhere quick. And now comes the comparison part. So, let's go inside. I'll jot down some notes of the differences, what I did and what I didn't like between the two, and we'll go from there. All right, to start out, I have had this LEXIN G16 on my helmet now for about 2 months. I've put a lot of miles on it. I've ridden with it all over the place. I've crashed in it in the sand dunes, and I just want to go through the list of what I do like and what I don't like about it. So to start off, this is one of the first intercoms that I've had on my helmet, and for a lot of those miles, I was riding by myself. Now, installation on this thing is pretty easy, but as far as installation goes, every time I get, my helmet on, or I put my helmet on, I'm always making sure that I'm sliding this unit back up into place, because it does, move around a little bit. Not a lot, but enough that I notice it and I push it back up into place. The cool thing is, well, for me, like I said, this is one of the first intercoms that I've used, and this is obviously an open face helmet. The microphone is right here by my chin, and it doesn't touch, it doesn't hinder anything, and I thought for sure there was going to be a lot of noise when I got a phone call. And when my wife first called me to test this, I was actually really surprised at how well I could hear her. And I thought for sure that it was going to be noisy because I was cruising about 50 miles an hour. And she said, nope, it was clear as day. She could hear me just fine. And we were able to have a conversation. Now, there is only one time that I've been riding with this helmet and my goggles that I really couldn't hear what was going on in the speakers. And that was with a headwind, and I was going about 55 miles an hour. And it was just loud all the way around. So I actually turned off the headset, well, turned down the music anyways, and didn't listen to it. So that's the only real time that I've had an issue with that headset, not being able to hear something. Now the speakers are, for me, again, they're pretty good. And I'm not looking for massive amounts of bass, massive amounts of, huge sound clarity, because I have an open face helmet. I just want to be able to hear the music when I am listening to music. And the cool thing is, the many miles of rides that I've done, I've been able to hear my music just fine, and sometimes it's so loud that it actually hurts my ears, so I turn it back down. And I like the fact that every now and then I can listen to music, and if my wife needs to get a hold of me, it's just one touch of the button and I can have a conversation with her. Just to be able to know what's going on or be able to reach me in an emergency, that's pretty sweet. Now, the buttons on the side of this are easy to find, but sometimes these two right here, the sound up and the sound down, are kind of hard to distinguish between the two. I do like the fact, though, that it has a flashlight on the side. And if you're at night looking for something, or if you need to look around for something at night, it is nice to have just that light right there, because it's hands-free. You can move around and still have use of both hands. And the cool thing is, too, it has an SOS system on it. So if something happens and you're clear off, like have an accident and you're way off the side of the road, if you can get to your helmet, you can press and hold that button, and that flashing signal will be there, and hopefully somebody will be able to spot you. So, and it kind of, there we go. But maybe not. Here, let's try it again. Maybe. There we go. Got it turned off. Another thing that I like about it, it was really easy to pair to my phone. So once I pair it to the phone, I mean, it's there, and you can answer, you know, your phone calls, you can listen to your music, whatever it may be. I mean, all just with these buttons up here. If you have gloves, it is a little bit harder to navigate, you know, exactly what's what, but it is doable, and I've learned, you know, just a few buttons that I need to use the music. Now, one thing that I think is great with this headset is the battery life. Now, I've been on rides on the TW that have been 7-8 hours, and this headset has been on the entire time. So whether I'm listening to music or whether it's just on in case I need it, I mean, the battery life on this thing, I've had it on there for 3 days, and the battery has not died. Now, it hasn't been listening to music that entire time, but that is one thing that I have been really impressed with this, is the battery life. Now, today, I wanted to go out. This was the first time that I was able to pair the other one up with my wife's helmet, and we went out on a ride just to test these and see how they did. And the intercom, once my not so tech savvy self figured out how to pair these things up, it was cool. You know, my wife had one in her helmet, I had mine, and we were just able to go out and just talk. It was completely hands-free once the intercom system set up, and we just had a conversation like we were sitting right next to each other. And it was awesome just to be able to talk and ride and say, hey, check this way, or hey, go that way, or whatever it was. And it made the ride that much more enjoyable, because sometimes you see something and you want to point it out, but nobody can hear you. Well, this time I was able to tell my wife, you know, hey, let's check this out, or she was able to say, hey, let's go this way. I mean, it was really cool that way, just to have an intercom that the both of us could talk back and forth on. And the noise cancellation on this thing is actually, for me, I've been impressed so far. It's cool because I can talk to her, she can talk to me, and it cuts out all other background noise, whether it be wind, the sound of the bike, you know, just our kids running in the background, whatever it is. This cuts out everything but your voice, and the sound is clear. But for a first-time intercom user, I'm actually pretty happy with it. Now, the price on these, I think, is about $170. I will definitely make sure to put the link in the description down below. I know that you can get them in a set like this. I think on $299, I'll put that link in the description as well. If you want a good communication headset, oh, and that's one other thing. It states that you can go like however many kilometers away. Before it started to get a little bit buzzy, a little bit fuzzy in the connection between me and my wife, I was maybe 4 or 5 car lengths away from her, and I could still hear her. Yes, it was a little bit fuzzier, but I could still hear, and we were both still able to, you know, have the conversation. So that is my review on the LEXIN G16. You can hear your music. You can hear it when you are talking on the phone. They can hear you, and that's what I'm looking for in this. So if you're looking for a decent headset, definitely check these out. If there's any questions or comments, make sure to put those in the description down below. And as always, make sure to hit like, hit subscribe, and follow along. And I hope you found this video informative. And if you want to see more like this, again, make sure to subscribe and hit that little notification bell, which will tell you, hey, Mob Street just got another video out. That means, sweet, let's go watch it. So that's that. I'm Matt. These are the 2 TWs that we hang out with quite a bit. This is my review on the LEXIN G16 Intercom headset that I have for me and my wife. This is Mob Street, and thanks for watching.